Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Electricity Man of the whole universe. Eduardo Esteban Mojica, your favorite entertainer. Today I'll be doing a Bible reading. All the people out there in the whole universe, galaxy. So today we'll be on John number 20. Here it is. Peter and the disciple. Early in the morning, on the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb. She saw that the stone had been moved away. So she ran off to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one Jesus loved, and told them, "The Lord has been taken from the tomb. We don't know where they have put him." At that, Peter and the other disciple started out on their way toward the tomb. They were running side by side, but then the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He did not enter, but bent down to peer in, and saw the wrappings lying on the ground. Presently, Simon Peter came along behind him and entered the tomb. He observed the wrappings on the ground and saw the piece of cloth which had covered the head, not lying with the wrappings, but rolled up in a place by itself. Then the disciple who had arrived first at the tomb went in. He saw and believed. Remember, as yet they did not understand the scripture that Jesus had to rise from the dead. With this, the disciples went back home. There it is, number 20. 20, it goes on. Mary Magdalene. Meanwhile, Mary stood weeping beside the tomb. Even as she wept, she stooped to peer inside. And there she saw two angels in dazzling robes. One was seated at the head and the other at the foot of the place where Jesus' body had lain. "Woman," they asked her, "why are you weeping?" She answered them, "Because the Lord has been taken away, and I do not know where they have put him." She had no sooner said this than she turned around and caught sight of Jesus standing there, but she did not know him. "Woman," he asked her, "why are you weeping? Who is it you are looking for?" She supposed he was the gardener. So she said, "Sir, if you are the one who carried him off, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned to him and said in Hebrew, "Rabboni," meaning teacher. Jesus then said, "Do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Rather, go to my brothers and tell them I am ascended to my Father. Well, there it is, number 20. Oh, it goes on even more. It goes even more. And your Father to my God and your God. Mary Magdalene went to the disciples. I have seen the Lord, she announced. Then she reported what he had said to her. Appearance to the disciples. On the evening of the first day of the week, even though the disciples had locked the doors of the place where they were for fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood before them. Peace be with you, he said. When he had said this, he showed them his hands and his side. At the sight of the Lord, the disciples rejoiced. Peace be with you, he said again. As the Father has sent me, so I send you. Then he breathed on them and said, receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive men's sins, they are forgiven them. If you hold them bound, they are held bound. Thomas. It happened that one of the 12, Thomas, the name means twin, was absent when Jesus came. The other disciples kept telling him, we have seen the Lord. His answer was, I will never believe it without probing my nail prints in his hands, without putting my fingers in the nail marks and my hand into his side. A week later, the disciples were once more in the room, and this time Thomas was with them. Despite the locked doors, Jesus came and stood before them. Peace be with you, he said. Then to Thomas, take your fingers and examine my hands. Put your hands into my side. Do not persist in your unbelief, but believe. Thomas said in response, my Lord and my God. Jesus then said to them, you became a believer because you saw me. Blessed are they who have not seen and have believed. Conclusion. Jesus performed many other signs as well. Signs not recorded here in the presence of his disciples, but these have been recorded to help you believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, so that through this faith you may have life in his name. There is number 20, and then it goes on to number 21. Thank you very much. From your favorite entertainer. Thank you very much. Here's the bell reading from your favorite entertainer, the one and only, the electricity man of the whole universe. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Have a good day.